Hi guys, welcome to a new video, and today we are going to be teaching you how to train your horse or pony to do a new trick. And this video is brought to you in collaboration with Mackey Island and the Irish Pony Club. So myself and a host of other YouTubers are going to be posting tutorials on how to train different tricks that vary in difficulty from pretty easy to not so easy. So have a look, pick a trick that you want to train, and then post videos or photos of you training that trick on social media with the hashtag #MackeyTrickChallenge, and we'll be having a look at them and posting some of the ones we like the most. So I decided to train this one, how to start playing football. Because why make things easy when you can make them hard? So yes, it was quite a tall order, especially because I don't really train tricks. I have never really done it. I'm apparently not very good at it. So this is perfect for anybody that doesn't have any trick training experience, that has never done this before, that just wants to have some fun at home with their horse. So I have done it with my 11-year-old Irish sports horse Caesar. And the only thing he has going for him when it comes to trick training is that he is super playful, very, very inquisitive, as he's currently eating my wellies, and he is actually very intelligent, although sometimes you do wonder. So the way I started training this trick was teaching him to touch. And after that, it was then kind of easy to train him to sort of touch the ball and start to push the ball about. But I will save that for the actual video, so without further ado, I will show you how we have done. So first up, I will let my horse pick which treats they want to train with, and Caesar absolutely loves Liavettis from Liavet UK and Ireland. They come in a whole host of different flavours, and all of my horses seem to really love them, so I'd highly recommend these ones for any kind of training. So it's worth noting that I decided to train Caesar with a clicker. I think it just gives me a little bit more control over the food element, as he's very food motivated and not very motivated without it. You do not have to train with a clicker. Sometimes it can be quite a bit of a muddle to try and get everything coordinated at once, so either just your treat or your verbal praise will do the job just as well. So when I'm training the touch, it's fairly straightforward. I just point to wherever I want him to touch. As soon as he touches that place, I'll just give him the treat. It's just a lot of positive reinforcement. This bit is quite easy and straightforward. Some horses get it really quickly, some horses don't, so just be patient with them. They will eventually get there. The most important thing is that you're really quick with that praise or treat as soon as they touch where you want them to go, just so they know that they've got the right thing, and then they'll pick up the trick even quicker. So first things first, make sure your horse is really comfortable with whatever ball you're using. Make sure they're happy touching it, with it rolling around on the floor in front of them, through their legs, everything like that, because you want them to be interested in it, not scared of it. So you can see here that I start to encourage Caesar to touch the ball the same way that I was encouraging him to touch the floor and to do his stretches. I spent a lot of time just sort of playing with it with him, getting him to touch it, getting him interested in it, making sure that he was happy and comfortable with what we were doing. This does take a lot of time for some horses, so just be patient. It's supposed to be fun as well, so don't spend too much time doing it. You want to maintain their interest levels, you don't want to make it boring. So I would recommend a maximum of sort of 10 minutes a day. Make sure it's really interesting and fun, so they don't lose too much interest. So here's the next day. As you can see, I just literally put the ball on the yard, brought him out and see what he did, and he first off went to touch the ball, so I was like great, gave him a treat. Sometimes I had to kind of move the ball around, kick it around a bit, make it a bit more interesting, because as he got acclimatised to the ball and what it was, he was like, "This is very interesting, Mum." So it's up to you as their trainer to make it interesting, to make them want to touch that ball, not just with food as a motivator, but with praise as well. Horses love, some attention and a scratch, so just make sure that you make it a really positive experience for them. You might start thinking at this point, oh, this isn't going anywhere, he's not going to get it, he's disinterested or he's not understanding. Just be patient and be persistent, just keep going. As I say, 10 minutes or so a day, trust me, they will get there in the end. You just have to have some patience. I've never really trick trained, I don't do any trick training. I picked a really hard trick and eventually he did pick this up, so stick with it, stay positive, because in the end, you will get it. So at this stage I was then trying to encourage a pushing motion, so I found the easiest way to do this with him was to push the ball towards him, his head would come down to meet it, and he would push it in any direction away from him, and then I was really quick to jump in there with a treat. Your horse may work slightly differently, so have a play around, see what works with your horse. Just remember, praise or treat really quickly when they do what you want them to do.
Good boy! You're so clever!
So after a few more days of training, this was the result. So remember the horse that I couldn't get interested in the ball? Well, this is him now, and as you can see I kind of have to keep the ball straight because our yard is slightly sloped, but he basically starts now dribbling with the ball. He follows it around, he wants to try and keep with it, which is really good, and you can see he's pushing it along with his nose. And I'm prompting him, you know, with voice cues as well now, telling him to sort of touch the ball, to push the ball, being encouraging, pointing. I don't know whether he picked anything up from that or not, but you can see that he's really starting to get the hang of it now, and he can basically dribble the ball around the yard. So I'm not saying anything, but I've basically created the next David Beckham. You're welcome. You know, we're going to take things slow, and I'm going to see if any football clubs want to sign him as a sort of amateur, up-and-comer, underdog type thing. But basically I feel like this is now our route to fame. As you can see, he's totally crushing it. He's just got a natural skill with the ball, so I think this trick has opened doors for us. So we really hope you enjoyed our tutorial on how to start training your horse to play football. As you can see, it's slow progress, but it was really good fun. We had a great time. It was really interesting. It gave him something different to do, and it's actually opened up a whole new range of things for us to try. So I'm really excited to try and teach some of the tricks that the other YouTubers have put up tutorials on. But for now, thanks for watching. I really hope you try this trick, and if you do, remember, post it on social media with the hashtag Mackey Trick Challenge, and I will have a look. Bye!